The skies above the planet, Veltraxis, shimmered with quiet despair. Once a thriving outpost of the galactic Concord, the colony now lay under siege, its desperate distress signal echoing across the stars. The invaders, the Carnathi brood, insectoid conquerors, with no sense of mercy, had torn through the defense grid, slaughtered diplomats, and painted the soil with ash and blood. The Veltraxians were a peaceful species, artists and thinkers, unused to war. Their only hope now was the Galactic Council, or perhaps, more dangerously, Earth. Council members had already refused to intervene, directly citing politics, neutrality treaties, and resource limitations. But the Veltraxians had sent their plea to Earth anyway, despite the whispered fears. Because Earth wasn't like the others. Earth was a death world. That label wasn't just political, it was scientific. Earth was classified as a biological hazard zone. Its native species evolved under intense gravity, erratic climate, apex predators, constant threat, and a brutal history of war. Where most worlds nurtured life gently, Earth crushed the weak and forged the strong. And now, Earth had received the call. In orbit above Veltraxis, Carnathi command vessels hovered like armored wasps, their chitinous hulls absorbing solar energy while drones patrolled the atmosphere. The ground forces were rounding up survivors, dissecting the wounded, and feeding their queen new biomass. High Overlord Scarvayax clicked his mandibles in satisfaction. No resistance remains. Veltraxis will be cleansed and integrated within 3 cycles. That's when the signal jammed. A sudden, unnatural silence engulfed the comms. Radar flickered. Motion sensors began spiking something massive had entered the system. Then, without warning, they arrived. From the void slipped angular steel leviathans, dark as obsidian and silent as the grave. They bore no insignia of peace, no broadcast of diplomacy, no warning shot. The humans had come, and not with relief teams or aid supplies. They brought warships. The lead vessel, HSF Revenant, was known across Black Ops files in the Council as stealth dreadnought, rumored to carry next-gen plasma bursters and AI targeting systems that could paint a molecule from orbit. It opened fire. Not a volley, not a warning, a barrage. Blue fire sliced through space like a god's scream, evaporating the Carnathi orbital command in seconds. The shockwave didn't even register before the second and third human ships followed up, deploying drop pods from high orbit like meteor storms. Each pod carried a squad of Terran Void Marines. These weren't soldiers. They were engineered predators, the most fearsome beings ever bred for war, exosuits with reactive armor, combat drugs that supercharged reflexes, and eyes that glowed through HUD lenses like demons from myth. Veltraxis burned, but now Carnathi outposts were the ones turning to ash. From a bunker beneath the city's ruins, Veltraxian survivor, Yelreath watched through a cracked drone feed, his bioluminescent skin flickering in confusion and awe. The humans didn't land near cities or attempt negotiations. They hit Carnathi hives with surgical fury. One human, a woman in black battle plate, call sign Gorgon, walked straight into a brood chamber with a flamethrower and left it in silence. Yelreath whispered, "They came not to save us, but to erase the enemy." The Carnathi launched a full counteroffensive. Swarms in the tens of thousands rained from the sky. It didn't matter. The humans had no fear. They moved like death incarnate. For every Terran that fell, 10 Carnathi burned. They had plasma mines, orbital strikers, mech walkers that could punch through hive walls, and micro-drones that drilled into enemy skulls and detonated. And worse, the humans didn't just fight. They hunted. Scarvayax, desperate, initiated planetary retreat. But the Revenant's orbit lock disabled their warp drives mid-charge. The entire Carnathi fleet was frozen in real space, helpless. That's when Earth's final message came. Just one line, broadcast in every language. You called for Earth. You didn't call for mercy. Within 48 hours, it was over. Not a single Carnathi organism was left alive. The Veltraxians emerged from bunkers in stunned silence. Where once there was carnage, now there was stillness. On the final day, Yelrith found one Terran officer helmet off, face hardened by years of war. A scar ran down her cheek. He bowed respectfully. "We thank you, but why such destruction?" She looked at the scorched horizon and replied coldly, "Because when Deathworlders come, we don't rescue. We end threats." Then she turned and left, boarding a shuttle as the Terran fleet ascended into the clouds like wraiths. The Veltraxian broadcast to the Council would go down in history. Earth answered, not with aid, not with sympathy, but with annihilation. The Carnathi Empire is no more. Let all who call for humanity know they are not saviors. They are the last judgment. A silent galaxy watched the transmission and took notes. Never provoke Earth. Never call the Deathworlders unless you're truly ready for the consequences.